Hello and welcome to Dave TV for the 9th of March 2011. Brought to you today by XM, Sirius XM, and their wonderful Enlighten channel. Hear your favorite Southern gospel artists and songs 24/7 without commercials, only on satellite radio. That's XM 34 and Sirius 67. And I'd like to say there's some really cool cats at this channel that DCR TV loves them. Thank you all so much, and don't forget to plug into Sirius XM. All right, folks, big news today. Lots of big news, lots of stuff going on. David Broder, a longtime Washington Post columnist, has passed away at the age of 81, complications from diabetes. You may recall that he was one of the great columnists from the Watergate era back in the early 1970s. I know my parents watched him on many of those talk shows on PBS and the commercial stations, and Meet the Press and Washington Week in Review and the Gronsky Group and McLaughlin and all that stuff. Gronsky and Company and the McLaughlin Group. But a great guy, and he will be missed, and kind of the passing of a quality of journalism commentary and reporting that is not being replaced today. We're not seeing these new people coming in and sticking up to the high standards of some of the greats like David Broder. Also, big news today, WPGC, CBS's Urban Contemporary WPGC loses its program director, Michael Saunders, after barely a year there, if that. He's heading back to Orlando, from whence he came. The rumblings are PGC is in some ratings trouble. You know, it used to be the #1 station in the market a couple of years ago. Lately, it's, 11th, 15th, somewhere in that neighborhood. About a year ago, they said goodbye to Donnie Simpson as the legendary morning man there, and brought in Big Tigger from the afternoons to do the morning show. And the ratings still are kind of slumping. They're not so hot. So he's gone. We recently reported that Jason Kidd has come down from Baltimore. He's worked at CBS's sister station, Mix 106.5 in Baltimore, hot adult contemporary station, leaning more a little toward adult contemporary than hot, or leaning more toward contemporary than adult contemporary. But anyhow, so he's been hired down here. This was last week. He was hired as the assistant program director. So the big question is Jason going to be made program director, which makes a lot of sense. My sources are telling me that CBS wants to place PGC directly in the middle, musically, between KYS, which is Radio 1's main or urban contemporary station in the market, hip-hop and all that, whereas Hot 99.5, Clear Channel's contemporary hit station, they want to kind of put PGC kind of in the middle between those two and give it a format that would be known as rhythmic contemporary, which sometimes it's playing contemporary hit artists like Lady Gaga and stuff, and sometimes it's playing more rapish type artists. So we shall see how that shakes out. The other thing is that CBS has been giving a lot of its stations the moniker either Now or AMP. So it'll be interesting to see if we start hearing AMP 95.5 or Now 95.5, or whether they're just going to still call itself PGC. There's a heritage there. PGC is a heritage station, and I know CBS wants to keep that PGC heritage. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of tweaks they make on the station. The other big news, of course, is that NPR's president, Vivian Schiller, is out today. She resigned this morning after this, the latest fiasco of apparently a top NPR fundraiser met with what he thought was some Muslim fundraising people, and he badmouthed the conservatives and the Tea Party and stuff when he was talking to these folks. And apparently they weren't really from a Muslim fundraising group. They were more from a conservative political hatchet job guys. And so the whole thing's a big mess. So he resigned, Vivian resigned, and a lot of Vivian's problems came from the whole Juan Williams crap that happened last year when Juan got fired because he said that he got nervous when he saw people dressed in Muslim garb at airports. A lot of Muslim stuff going on here. We're really on the edge. This Muslim stuff and remember the whole Fred Grandy thing and the whole, then and his wife and the Muslims. It seems like just about every scandal out there, Muslims are involved in it. Isn't that weird? At least radio-wise. Anyhow, so I look at my Washington Post today. I'm thinking, okay, Paul Farhi had a piece up on this NPR Muslim controversy yesterday and the fundraising stuff. And I thought, okay, it's going to be in today's Post. And sure enough, it wasn't. I looked through the style section. I looked through the Main news section, nothing. Then I'm told by some folks that, hey, it's on page A2. Well, if you go to A2 in my paper, there's a big section, big story on the Bible makeover, and but there's nothing on that. Apparently the Post slapped it in on this page on the later editions. Well, I'm thinking if the story broke in the middle of the afternoon, isn't there enough time to get it in all these editions? I mean, I could understand if maybe it broke late in the day or in the evening, that maybe the first print runs or wouldn't have it in it. I don't see there's any excuse why they didn't carry it in all the editions. So in my paper, there's just nothing about it. I don't know. You know, luckily I have the internet, so I could read it there. So what the heck? Anyhow, we got a little bit of nostalgia here today. This is WDEL 1150 up there in the Wilmington area. This is my valuable McDonald's Blue Hen card, which will get me lots of cool bonuses next time I'm stuck behind that big toll booth up there on I-95. So I carry this with me every time I head up northeast on 95. Okay, a few more items from Dave's record collection. We're at the H's today. The Human League, one of the best synth pop bands ever. We got Robin Hitchcock, no relation to Alfred. A really cool British musician from the 80s and 90s. Heaven 17, another cool kind of synthy pop band from England. Heaven 17, remember they were mentioned in Clockwork Orange. I guess that's where they got their name from. Ooh, you listen to the Heaven 17. Of course, another cool British trip band, the Happy Mondays. Ooh, they're really cool. Okay, folks, that's about it for today here on Dave TV for the 9th of March, 2011. And we'll be back with breaking news should it happen, or another edition of Dave TV sometime in the future. So don't forget to stay tuned.